Could be the Uno. Very nice. Initial thoughts, Michael?
I feel good. They look good. They sound good.
Yeah, that was better.
You see, that sounded different right out of the gates.
Yeah. All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. Kind of feel like we should have started this video with maybe some bagpipes, Mikey.
For sure.
Maybe a little Flower of Scotland just to really rev us up.
Little wee dram.
Scotland's finest, Caley golf.
This is interesting. I mean, a lot of direct-to-consumer lately, but it's nice to see one from Scotland.
From the homeland. Yeah, this is, I said we've had the O1s and the O1Ts in the building for a couple of months. Just waiting for the right time. This is the right time. We're going to test it today, Mikey.
Love it. Couple models. There's the O1, the O1T, and the CB, O1 CB.
O1 CB, which they have as well. We're actually not going to hit this one today as part of this test. We're going to do the O1 and the O1T, the original models, and I think we'll save the forged S20 carbon for another day. It seems like a slightly different animal. This obviously, you know, this one's a little bit more geared towards the sort of maybe the game improvement market. And the T definitely really sharpens up the lines, get a little bit cleaner for me, less offset, etc. So we're going to tag team this one.
Love it. Let's do it.
So you're going to test the O1s, I'll hit the Ts.
Yep.
And let's do a little comparisons to what we got, Mikey boy.
Cool. Let's do it.
All right. Could be the Uno. Very nice. Initial thoughts, Michael?
I feel good. They look good. They sound good. A bit bulky. The head.
You like the look? I'm surprised. I mean, like, not that they're bad looking, but I didn't think they would be your cup of tea.
Tell you, this wedge compared to the CB, this looks better.
Okay.
Not as much offset. Definitely a lot of offset. Very Haywoodish Tacoma style.
Sub 70. Yeah. Everyone's got one.
Everyone's got one.
Every direct-to-consumer company. I mean, to me, Caley and Tacoma are the two that are so close. I mean,
Yeah.
lovely. Lovely. Stretching the legs a wee bit now, Michael. Mikey's got the compressed.
Oh, it's compressed.
Oh, it's...
You told my left hand that. Broken.
Very nice. Smoothie cuts. Well, 3-footer, you can manage that, even with your putting stroke.
That's bold. As they say, keep it in.
Nicely struck. They sound good.
Yeah, no, they feel good, but like we said earlier, they feel like what a Tacoma felt like. They feel like what a Haywood felt like. It's not bad product.
It is a little bit rinse and repeat. When you've tried one of these, you've tried them all. Fair to say?
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think you can go wrong. It's who you wanna support or who you can get it faster from. I don't think you're going wrong with either of them.
Yeah. Shafts and stuff feel okay.
Yeah, a KBS
Surprised
Tour
how much you like it?
120 feels quite nice.
KB Tour might be the best feeling shaft out there. It's right up there with Modus 120 for feel. It is. I think so. One more. Little pull, but really good strike, Mikey.
Yeah, it's all right. Good strike.
Okay. A little low in the spin, if anything, right? If we're going to critique this in any way, and we know we're getting some stronger lofts. You're a bit on the steeper side right now, so probably a little bit of a product of its kind of delivery. All right, thoughts on the 4?
This is the top line's very thick.
Yeah.
The toe's even thicker in a way. Lots of offset. Not awful, but it's very, very thick.
If I was playing with you and we were, first time playing golf together, and I was looking down at these, I'd be like, those look good.
Yeah.
They do look really, really sharp.
Yeah. How low that is.
Mikey's been working on his stingers, folks. Gonna need to hit something to stop. I mean, good strike, but...
Yeah, good strike is just so low. Holy moly, 51 feet.
How low can you go? How low can you go? 10 degrees of delivered loft there. So I think it's fair to say, Mikey, the 4-iron's not going in your bag.
Nope. Nope. Not at 12 degrees.
Yeah. So I think maybe there's a little bit here of some of the sort of lack of tech, if you like. Now, there's tech in here that obviously lots of irons have got, but from a CG perspective, there's nothing in here really that's going to help you get the ball in there.
Yeah.
Right, so you're developed a low ball flight as the season went on. You've got a little steep, you've got a little forward shaft lean. That's the way your swing has evolved. But obviously, when you're looking at 4-iron here, you're going, nah, you got to get 4 hybrid in the bag or something like that just to obviously maximize. Because if you look at where your carry is from a 4 to a 7, it looks like there's 1 club in there. That looks like you're 7 to your 6.
Yeah.
But I mean, look at the difference in the flight.
Just so low.
So low.
7.5 launch.
Yeah. So yeah, I think the O1s are good and forgiving. They sound nice.
Yeah, honestly,
they're pretty nice to hit.
They feel fine. It's something I would definitely not say. I mean, if you're looking for what is it, $6.99 Canadian for a set of irons, if you're that new golfer or that COVID golfer or just looking to test something different, it's definitely a no-brainer. But yeah, the 4-iron's definitely not going to go in my bag.
No, not for you. Not for you. All right, let's tag in.
Okay,
so O1Ts, what are your thoughts on the finish of them?
The one thing I'll say, it's not that satin finish. It does have a high polish, but I will say the satin finish, like sorry to throw them under the bus, but a P790 or a Ping I230, they scratch up really quickly.
What was the one we done last week? Mizuno wedges.
Mizuno wedges.
So easily.
Not great. Yeah, not great. This, I mean, probably going to be a firmer material anyway, so I think the finish is actually decent.
Okay. Quite interesting. I missed that one, a little bit low.
Yeah.
That went nowhere. Nowhere.
They sound and look like they're coming out. I don't want to use the word dead, but that's the word I'm going to use, dead. Like
there's very little ball speed on these, yeah. Let me see if I can hit one in the middle for you. I hit that one good, Mikey.
Yeah, it's a better swing.
128?
Yeah, and what we just did, early on pitching wedge testing that we've done is always kind of that 135 number
135, 136, yeah. Don't know if I could hit one much better than that.
Yeah, they just kind of come out floaty a little bit.
Yeah, interesting.
Your first initial thoughts on the address position?
Quite nice. The shape of the head actually is something I'm pretty keen on. I like that profile that really narrows into the heel. I hate when you get high heel.
Yeah.
It really bothers me, that square look. I'm looking for much more sort of taper down into the heel, and this really has it. So I think the shape is really nice. Sound like they all sound mishit. Like that felt like it. Well, it looked like it came out the middle, but it just doesn't sound right.
It's still, you look at one of this style of iron, it should have that little bit of it's called jumpiness to them.
Yeah.
You set that down, you go, this thing's gonna go miles. For a 7-iron, definitely doesn't go.
Yeah, just interesting. A 7-iron at 30 in the tees.
Yep.
And they're not. What's the wedge?
Your wedge is 44.
Yeah. Same as, well, my wedge comes at 44, mine plays 45. I hit my wedge 136, 138. I was struggling to get 130 out of that.
Yeah.
First one I felt like I hit in the middle of the club.
Yeah. Sounded a bit better. Yeah, it's right in the center, just shut down a bit.
Can really feel miss it, so I'll say that.
Okay.
Like I know exactly when I've missed it. All right, Mikey boy, wee bit of a struggle with the 7.
In what term? Like, is it a feel thing? Was it a looks thing, or just a sheer performance?
I definitely missed a few, and I was saying to you, I couldn't kind of feel where the club was and stuff like that. Feels, I mean, sometimes you can get a little bit that way. I mean, KBS Tour's higher balance point. So, again, I've not checked the swing weight in these to see where they're at, but if they're not in the D3, D4 territory, I'm going to struggle a little bit with that. Yeah. That's something I've always struggled with. But yeah, like even missing a few in parts of the head where I know in mine I get away with it, you're not getting away with it.
Right, okay.
I really wasn't.
And address on the 4-iron looks
good.
Okay.
Yeah, I do like the profile of these irons. Yeah, that was better.
You see, that sounded different right out of the gates.
Yeah. Slightly left, but I'd take it.
Yeah, good miss.
I would take it all day long.
Yeah, good strike.
I missed that one a little bit, but I still felt like I got a lot out of that miss.
A little lower flight.
Yeah, felt heely. But I tell you what, I'd be over the moon to still fly it to 13.
Yeah, 13 launch, 3,500 spin.
Yeah, so maybe lost a little bit on spin there. Not bad, wee bit thin.
Got away with it.
We'll see. I'm not sure. Yeah, probably did. Did look like the flight was quite affected. Okay, Mikey, so looking at yours, like we said, I liked how the wedge performed for you. Thought that was nice. Transitioned into the 7, good apex, kind of consistency. Always look for that. You know, how do the sort of short irons, mid irons, long irons. And then obviously the outlier, obviously delivery, you know, driven. We know that by getting steeper as you've been struggling with launch and stuff like that. So really showed up in the 4-iron test. So guys, by no means are we calling out it's a bad 4-iron. It's not. It's just if you have a lower ball flight tendency, you will not get away with it. Probably cut off might even be 5 or 6.
Yeah, I think even 5 would come out pretty low.
Yeah, 5's probably going to sit in there somewhere below 7 in wedge, but you know, probably not, definitely not as much as 4. But yeah, I thought they were decent for you, Mikey. Efficiency numbers were good. Your strikes were good.
Just too steep.
A little bit on the steeper side. Okay, let's look at the tees. I'll be honest, that was a struggle.
Yeah, you that 7-iron definitely put you in a. I was expecting more out of the irons for you. I thought they were going to be almost a little nuclear, and you were going to get a ton more out of that 7-iron.
Well, I mean, first out the gate was the wedge, and I've kind of identified it pretty early on. Like, I'm not getting much out of these when I mishit them, you know. And then as it went on, it never really got that much better. 127, I felt like, you know, effort-wise, I was putting in like a decent amount. 84 miles an hour is okay.
But and their pitching wedge is considered strong too. That's 44. So
it definitely would be.
You know, your average pitching wedge is about 135 yards, and it's 45 degrees. So
yeah. No, so I was there. That's a good solid 3/4 of a club short for me where I was expecting. So that was definitely a surprise. 7 closer. Yeah. Definitely closer. Ball speed wise, launch and spin. That's pretty much where I would expect 7 to be.
Definitely.
Yeah. No issues with that. And then 4-iron was pretty good.
Yeah. Right out of the gates, it was kind of the numbers exactly what you would look for.
Yep. Yeah, I thought the 4-iron was good. You see that sort of apex consistency. If you look at all of them, look at that blue line there. Yeah. Right. So we're looking pretty much, give or take. That's close enough. Really close enough. So yeah, and we see this when we do testing. Some companies' wedges I'm really funny with. Yeah. And honestly, a lot of the time it's direct to consumer product.
Totally. Yeah, it's got that. And we kind of always say it looks like a bit of a hoof, and that's probably a weird explanation to give to people, but it just doesn't look right. It doesn't sit particularly well. We've talked to a lot of OEMs, and now they're known to us. They're like, oh, you guys are picky with a pitching wedge. It's just the direct-to-consumer wedges just look a little too outer space for me.
I would say that one is a case of when you have one design, the head, and I don't know if this is right or wrong, so to me, though, it seemed like there's one head design and it flows throughout the whole wedge. There's no sort of changing of the tech, moving into sort of maybe some higher CG long irons, some lower CG, higher CG short irons, lower CG long irons. There's no kind of individualization of the design here, which is kind of what I tend to struggle with. If a wedge is designed for where a wedge is struck, which is lower and all these things, I do fine with a wedge. I could stand up and hit my wedge 137, 138, no problem right now. But I do really struggle with these direct consumer wedges because I'm not sure the wedges have that much tech. And when you add loft, you lose the tech, right? Because you lose compression. So you actually have to put a little bit more tech into the wedge in order to retain the consistency of the launch conditions. So that to me was the biggest standout, was just a little bit of a loss there.
Interesting.
But good and good value.
Cool brand.
Very cool. I think the look of them is nice.
Yeah.
I like the finish. I think the exit, like you say, that maybe is a little miss not doing the blue.
Needs to be blue.
Yeah, I think that's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
But pretty good and great value.
Yeah, reasonably priced. I mean, $749 for the irons you tested, $699 for the irons I tested. For 4 to pitch image, it's a good deal.
If P790s are considered the benchmark in this space, $1,800 here in Canada. So $1,799 USD. Sorry, Canadian. So
Canadian,
you really are saving best part over $1,000 Canadian.
Yeah, you can buy 2 sets.
You could. Okay, guys, nice set. Very impressed. Like you said, coming with KBS shaft, lambkin grips. You know, you do have the quality components. We talk about that a lot. It does tend to be KBS and lambkin, so you know you can probably see a bit of a trend there that these are the shafts at a budget that are being offered out there, which is fine, which is absolutely fine. If we look at what optimization. Okay, so running through the customization page, Mikey, it is KBS product. You've got Tour Light and Tour, which we use. So obviously we're adding. You know, we get 4 to wedge, so we've got $35 per club. So it's going up already. What have we got there? 7 irons, a tooth there to do that math for me.
You're the calculator.
$245 extra. So
still well below that OEM line, but probably maybe the more.
You're up at $1,000?
Yeah, probably the more expensive direct to consumer we've seen.
Okay, so if we go through that process. Go into, say, KB Tour, $18 to change the lofts and lies.
Yeah, and the length.
Length and, wow. Okay, so length changes are additional cost and lie changes additional cost. Great value. I think that's a little bit nickel and diming.
Yeah. Either just bump your prices up a bit or...
Yeah. I get it. You're going, okay, this is as cheap as we can sell you a set of clubs for. If you want custom, it's going to take our time. Our time costs money.
Totally.
Right, so I see where they're going with that. I definitely see where they're going with that.
But the stock base set, like I said, $749 and you're good to go.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Guys, good stuff. I'd love to hear your thoughts and comments for people who have had a set, played it, maybe wearing OEM stuff before and changed. To me, there's a difference. There's definitely a difference. You know, if I go from hitting my T150s into these, there feels like $1,000 of difference to me.
Yeah,
there really does. But you know, that's a set I've been fit for, and obviously love. So there should be a difference, but there's enough of a difference for me to certainly notice. And I'm not sure how many people, if they've been playing OEM for years, would go into this and be as impressed.
Yeah, good point.
Right.
Good point. And I think there's not calling this a miss, but there's a lot of hit and miss, probably direct to consumer out there, and we've seen a lot of it. I think it's a good starting point.
Yeah.
But definitely a few tweaks, maybe in a future model that they come out with that I think could maybe elevate the brand a little bit more.
Maybe so.
The models they have.
Maybe so. Aesthetically, very pleasing, very, very nice. Performance, good, excellent. Good value, no doubt about it, could fit a lot of people. Is it kind of where the other brands are? Of course not. No, they're saving some costs, so you're going to not get 100% of the way there.
Yeah.
But it is good. So definitely something for you guys to look at. The budget-conscious golfer. There's lots of people right out there right now with the cost of living going up and up and up. Lots of people looking at this game going, golf's expensive.
Yeah.
Need new clubs, maybe coming back into, like you said, and this should be a great option for that golfer. Rather than going necessarily into the second hand, get a shiny new set, you'd be pretty happy with that.
Good point.
All right. Guys, enjoyed testing these. We do have the O1CB to test. Definitely keen to test that one from a feel perspective. I think that might be a little closer to what we've kind of enjoyed hitting in the past. So be keen to see what the results look like with that. Stay tuned and we'll see you again soon.